Hello, my name is Emmanuel from Christ Our Assurance, and today we are going to learn 3 major teachings on trials and temptations. Okay, let's get right on to it. Teaching number 1. No one is immune to temptations. If you're a Christian, then it is guaranteed that you're going to face trials and temptations. Paul even says in 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 12 that yes, and all that will live godly in Christ Jesus shall suffer persecutions. So if you're going to be a Christian living godly in Christ Jesus, then it is a guarantee that you're going to face trials and temptations. All of us have to go through that stage. It is only a matter of when, but we know that it's going to come. If it hasn't come already, then you know that it's going to come. So this is teaching number 1. We all go through trials and temptations. Teaching number 2. Trials and temptations do not come in the same way every time. The storm that hits you at this age and at this day is not the same storm that is going to hit you a month from now, 2 months from now, a year from now, a decade from now. These things come in various packages and situations. Remember, we are in a battle against the devil, and he is constantly strategizing, making plans on how he may defeat you. So he's going to bring different storms in different situations and different times. For someone, it's maybe the loss of a husband or the loss of a wife. For someone, it's the loss of a parent. For someone, it's the loss of a job. For someone, it's always going to be different, especially with our capacity and our level of faith. For some, they are still children in the faith, so the storms that hit them are going in accordance with their faith and at the level that they are at. Some, they've been Christians for so long, they are maybe grown-ups in terms of Christianity, so God will permit stronger or more powerful temptations to come their way. But the interesting thing is what teaching number 3 has to teach us. So teaching number 3 when it comes to trials and temptations is this: God never allows temptations to overcome us. When you read 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 18, Paul says, "There is no temptation that has overcome you, except such is as common to all men. But God is faithful, who will, with the temptation, provide a way that you may be able to bear it." So God is faithful at every situation. He knows that the temptation that is going to come our way, if we are unable to bear it, He won't allow it. So when you look at the example of Job and how he lost everything, it is because he was able to bear that burden. So whatever you are facing today, know these 3 things. No one is immune to temptations. Everyone is suffering some kind of a temptation somewhere. We don't all face the same temptation. They always come in different ways at different ages and different stages. But no temptation is going to overcome us. Now, Dyer had this to say, that God only had one son without sin, but he never had any without sorrow. So it is imperative that all of us are going to pass through a sorrowful stage. But then Paul says, in those times of sorrow, rejoice evermore, I say again, rejoice. When you're faced with diverse temptations, it is a chance that we may rejoice in God, for He is able to bring us through that temptation and make us stronger. Now, this is one thing that I want us to note, which is very important when it comes to trials and temptations. When God allows us to come and pass through those, it's because He is seeing something that He purposes inside of us to make us stronger Christians. So by the time that this temptation is over, you will be a stronger Christian. By the time this loss, this pain, this sickness, this death that has come in your family is over, you'll be a stronger Christian. For that is what God purposes. Ellen White says that when God allows fiery temptations to come our way, it's because He's preparing us for a final crisis. So as we are looking towards final temptation, the final crisis, the Jacob's time of trouble, God is giving us smaller temptations and trials today that they may make us stronger for that final victory. And He is assured that if we are going to pass through these temptations and we are going to come out stronger, then when those bigger and larger temptations come, they won't catch us unawares, but we are going to prosper and find ourselves victorious in the Lord. So may God bless you throughout this period that you are going through. Whatever temptation it is, whatever pain you are facing, always know that God is going to see it through, and that in every situation, He loves you.
Jesus paid it all to Him I owe. Sin had left a crimson stain, He washed it white as snow.